speak on web edits or something like that? Not yet. You can please present item number 5, Assembly Bill 575, when you're ready.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Chair, members, I present before you AB 575, a bill which will enable the state to begin to remedy the economic harm associated with the underground economy. This bill redefines retail sales to include counterfeit property. The underground economy has a severe negative effect on the state's competitiveness. It enables legitimate businesses to steal international property and then sell it at legal market cost. The underground economy faces qualifying businesses and a tremendous disadvantage. One of the serious long-term effects is that it discourages qualifying businesses from investing in the development of new products. It's a chilling effect on the entire value chain, from the manufacturing equipment that would have been purchased to the hundreds of good jobs that would have been created. Under existing state law, sales taxes are imposed on the retail sale or sale at retail of tangible personal property in California. Under Section 6007 of the state new tax law, a retail sale is defined and is sold as a sale for any purpose other than resale in the regular course of business. As such, retail sales of counterfeit goods and pirated intellectual property in the form of tangible personal property is subject to sales tax to the same extent as legitimate sales. However, sales, possession, or resale and or transportation of tangible personal property or resale are not subject to tax. AB 575 will revise the definition of retail sales to include any sale in California of tangible personal property with a counterfeit mark on it, or in connection with that sale, and to include any sale of private intellectual property. Thus, when counterfeit goods are discovered or intercepted in California, the state will be authorized to collect sales tax on that item based on its retail sale value. I expect to ask for an aye vote, and in support is Reverend Oladipo from Board of Equalization. Please.
Thank you, Assemblymember Bettis. Berman Oladia, on behalf of Jerome Wharton, Chairman of the Board of Equalization, who's one of the sponsors of the bill. As Assemblymember Bettis pointed out, there's currently roughly between an $8 to $12 billion underground economy on counterfeit goods. And it ranges from energy drinks to Louis Vuitton bags and everything in between. Car parts, everything that is a consumer item is subject to being counterfeited. This bill, along with AB 576 that the committee will be hearing next week, is part of a two-pronged approach to address this illicit trade. And allows, specifically AB 575 allows the Board of Equalization to go beyond the taxing at the retail level and go beyond into the distribution chain at the wholesale level, at the manufacturer, to really address the situation and work in concert with law enforcement community to combat the problem. It's not a means by the Board of Equalization to condone counterfeiting. It is not, by no means, but it allows the Board of Equalization to address the issue systematically at every point in the supply chain. Currently, it's only at the retail level, and that's why we ask for your support. We hope a number of groups are in support of the measure, CalTax, Firefighters Association, and a host of other folks, and we ask for your support.
Thank you very much. Are there any other witnesses here in support of this measure?
Lenny Goldberg, California Tax Reform Association. We are hopeful that this will work. It's certainly an important problem. We don't know whether it will work, but it's certainly worth trying.
Thank you very much. Next witness, please.
Mr. Chairman, members, Christy Bauman, California Professional Firefighters. We are in fact in support.
Thank you. Next witness.
Kelly Hitt with Tech America. We don't have an official position on this bill yet. I want to thank the author and DOE for meeting with us, and we're still concerned about some unintended consequences, but we look forward to continue working with them on this issue.
Thank you very much. Next witness in support.
Jim Holley, again, will associate ourselves with the sentiments just expressed in Tech America.
Thank you, John. Next witness in support. Any witnesses in opposition? Questions from the committee?
Are these being manufactured here in California, or are most of them manufactured in out of state or in another country? Or do you have any?
I would suspect there are some counterfeit goods that are manufactured here in California. The overwhelming number are outside California, Far East, Mexico.
I'm just, you know, I want to go after people who break the law. My wife has a retail business, so we can collect the tax and obviously want it to be fair, but I'm wondering if we're actually going to be able to keep track of them. Is there any amount of how much tax revenue we're missing out on? Is there any estimates?
Well, the estimate is roughly between $8 billion to $12 billion, roughly, that's lost to the state by this, by the use of counterfeit goods and being sold. So folks, a piece of a Louis Vuitton bag, let's say, that would normally retail for $600, and you apportion the sales tax on that would be pretty substantial. Folks are going in and purchasing a knockoff Louis Vuitton bag for $200 and the sales tax on that. So you extrapolate the difference between the $200, let's say Louis Vuitton, and a $600 bag, and the sales tax associated with that, therein lies on the problem. And you extrapolate that to any number of consumer goods along the supply chain, that's what the numbers come out.
But you're actually not going after the person who's retailing it, you're going after the supplier and the manufacturer.
That's correct. Under this proposed bill, it allows us to go to not only the retailer, but it allows us to go to the wholesaler as well as the manufacturer.
I believe you have a question from Mr. Gordon.
I guess I'm struggling a little bit trying to understand that we're taxing an illegal activity. I mean, I would like to stop the illegal activity, but to what extent are we, if the state is missing out on money, they're missing out on money that from illegal activity?
Yes.
If I may, I struggle with that as well. This is the, and I'm not of the but I think there's legitimacy here and a sense of what we want to do, and create the tool for the BOE to go after the bad actors. And the hope as well is that we can figure out how we can discourage this type of activity, illegal activity, by having a tax on these items that folks are selling or manufacturing in the other economy. It's an attempt. I'm not saying that it's perfect, but I think it's something that's worthwhile with trying.
Just to point out, under current law, even though it is counterfeit, it's still a tangible personal property, and thus subject to the tax. Now, that doesn't mean that the individual who's selling those counterfeit goods are remitting the tax or the proceeds to the BOE. And they're involved in a nefarious activity that they're circumventing the law on multiple fronts, including remitting any sales tax from selling of counterfeit goods to the BOE, and they're probably collecting that themselves, if they were. Michelle, you wanted to point out something?
I was Michelle Kielsticker, State Board of Equalization. I'm here to clarify technical issues. The bill's not yet board sponsored, but I wanted to clarify that yes, in fact, we can tax illegal activity. The difference in this bill is that the illegal activity that's being taxed is farther up the supply chain, so that it would be more productive for us in terms of revenue to go after that activity as opposed to at the retail level.
And Vice Chair.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Certainly I know some people have concerns about taxing illegal activity over legitimate. I actually don't think that's the case, and I understand that we caught out, put him in jail, it's just tax problems. So I think giving another tool to law enforcement and our state to be able to pursue this kind of activity is good. So I plan to support the bill. Thank you.
Good job. But I just want to follow up on Senator Gordon's thoughts. So why do you call it a penalty then if it's really what you're going to do is penalize them for breaking the law instead of calling it a tax?
People consider that as well. Unfortunately,
I think it'd be a lot easier to get votes on my side if you call it a penalty. I think it'd be a lot easier to get votes on our side of the aisle if you call it a penalty instead of a tax.
well, let me consider that.
Okay.
the committee analysis reports this as a suspense file candidate, so we'll be working with the author and to address the concerns of the committee and the vice chair. Any other questions from the committee? Mr. Bennett, for the time to close.
Thank you very much for the conversation. We'll take a look at other questions and points, and we'll come back next time.
Thanks, sir. Next author on the queue